just can't wait no more. Let's fast forward straight to the dance floor, no passport. Take you on tour, let's transport straight to the course. I can't wait to see how you move.
Coming down the main aisle here at the 2025 Munich Show, Crystal Classics, clearly the anchor of the show and the anchor of Crystal Classics right here, Mr. Ian Bruce. Ian, how you doing, brother?
Hey, how are
good
you,
to see you,
Brian?
man.
And good to see you.
Well, you know, when I did the walkthrough the other day, where I just did a quick walkthrough of everything that was going on here, I passed through the Crystal Classics booth, and I got a bunch of comments already saying, Crystal Classics has done it again. They keep changing up the game. They keep reinventing what they do every year at the Munich Show. And we're seeing the manifestation right now of what you plan for 2025. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what went into this, what you've done, and some of the new pieces that you've brought? I mean, always you're doing new things to impress everybody.
Well, you know, this is our 31st Munich show.
Whoa.
Yeah, think about that. And Munich's very much our flagship show. We love the Munich show.
Yeah.
And we do make a huge effort here at the show, as you can clearly see. It's 2 days. It takes 2 days of really hard setup from the time we're able to get into the show, and it's really difficult to put all of this together. Our team's fantastic, so all I can do is say thank you, guys. You know, what you do is beyond amazing. But the reality is, it's a couple of months of preparation to get everything ready for this show. You know, we have this show, new collections, we have new finds. Yesterday was the opening day, and I have to say that the opening day of Munich this year is the best and busiest opening day I have ever seen in 31 years.
In 31 years, the best day you've ever had, opening day.
Best opening day we've ever had. We sold over 200 specimens. It was fabulous. You know, the drawers are always popular.
Well, the booth was always packed with people all day long.
Oh, it was packed.
Yeah.
It was just a fabulous feeling, and I think most of the dealers here had a good show.
Yeah.
The European market is still alive and kicking. There are a lot of overseas buyers here. The Chinese, the Asians were all here. A lot of American collectors there this year, which is nice to see. But also a lot of old faces from Europe. We had a lot of customers, some of which, you know, I hadn't seen for decades. It was so nice to catch up with people.
With decades, really? Okay, so this even predated what happened with COVID, with the slowdown.
Yeah, so it's nice. You know, one of the big features this year, I think, is the special display.
Oh God, it's superb.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, the Kongsberg, you know, the Budel silvers. You know, Marcus did so well bringing those to market.
Incredible.
They are just incredible.
And I love the positioning of the Crystal Classics booth, where just beyond that back wall is the, you know, it's the special exhibit.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. You know, thank you, Christoph and team, for putting that together and then putting this whole thing together. It's, you know, for me, it's by far the best and most important show in Europe. And it's, you know, we really enjoy the whole feel here. It's professional. We're able to have a big booth and really make it worthwhile. Again, the dealers are all happy.
Amazing, amazing. Superb.
What
All
can
right.
I say? Great. So
show us some of the great new things you've brought.
Yeah. So since we saw you last in Denver, we've had
Denver. That's right. Yeah.
We've had a lot of new collections. We bought some very major collections this year. The Viand collection, actually in Sumeb. It had been there ever since it was put together in the 70s and 80s. Over 10,000 specimens, all Sumeb.
Seriously.
Incredible.
And you got the whole collection?
Yeah, we bought the whole collection. This was fabulous. So we got a portion of this here, and we're bringing a lot more to Tucson for the show in 2026.
Right.
At the Fine Mineral Gallery. So we'll be launching the bulk of the Viand collection there, which is fabulous.
Now, am I correct? I think you're bringing back like a multiple Sumeb day in Tucson next year. Is that right?
We've always done a Sumeb day in Tucson, and usually we have lectures, but this year we decided we'd do something different, and we're going to do a special Sumeb pop-up. So in our lecture room, we're going to have a 3-day special pop-up Sumeb show featuring the Viand collection. And one of the big features of the Viand collection was the huge amount of calcites from Sumeb. And you know, the variety of colours and habits and forms. There were things that even I had never seen, and yeah, just like, wow, this is really impressive. So we're going to make a special feature of it, and we'll see it. I don't remember the dates, but it's the Monday of the main Mineral Week in the Tucson event. So we'll be doing, you know, we'll have over 7,000 or 8,000 specimens premiered for the first time. That'll be a fabulous thing.
So maybe we have to change it from the Tucson Fine Mineral Gallery to the SUMEB Fine Mineral Gallery.
So let's go straight to SUMEB.
Okay.
And look at some of the things. I'm not going to open the cabinets. You'll have to get a little bit closer. And you know, the Vian family owned one of the stores in the main street of the SUMEB town, literally a few hundred meters from the vet shaft, and very often the miners would come in and they would want to buy goods from the Vian store, and they would pay in mineral specimens.
I love that.
So over the decades, the family were able to put together, you know, a really fabulous collection of minerals of all shapes and sizes, and this is a good representation of what there was. And also we bought the Hedrich collection in Saarbrücken and the Kessler collection. Professor Kessler was a good customer of ours, and he lived in Würzburg here in Germany. So the truth is there's an accumulation of probably about 20,000 SUMEB specimens that are going to be new to market, ready for the Tucson show. This is a small taste, and we're really looking forward to premiering all of that.
Well, SUMEB, to the viewers who are unaware, is one of the key localities for collectors who collect by localities. And would you say 20,000?
Oh yeah, there's easily 20,000 specimens. Yeah, it's between the three collections.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we can honestly say, if you're not a SUMEB collector,
you should
and you've always thought about becoming a SUMEB collector, now's the time to start.
Yeah.
Like, if you weren't planning on getting here till 4, then we'll figure it out. But I was like, well.
And I mean, you know SUMEB really well. You were down there thinking about reopening it at one point.
Well, you had
done your studies.
We opened the mine in 1998 and ran it for a 2.5 year period. We drained the mine from the natural water table down to 13 levels. So we pumped out the water to examine the upper levels.
Okay.
And we spent 2 years looking closely at pillar remnants to see if there was specimen potential. And indeed, we did find some decent specimens. But the problem was the old SUMEB Corporation, in the last few years of working before they flooded the mine, actually pumped the tailings into what's called the glory hole, right on the top of the open pit. And the glory hole is where they used to mine backfill, and there were shafts in the bottom of the glory hole where they tipped barren rock down into the top of the mine to backfill the stopes for support reasons. And what the SUMEB Corporation did was very wrong, but they pumped all the tailings because it was very cheap for them to do so.
Right.
And they pumped all the tailings into the open pit at the top. And these tailings then filtered all the way down into the upper levels, and basically partially filled all the levels with very fine tailings. And
there's no way anyone would try to take those out.
We tried. We cleared out a few levels. It was very, and even the spiral decline going down was blocked.
But just all that clearing is just to take you to where they were before.
Yeah.
And so it's just cleanup work you're doing.
So it was cleanup work, and we did find some nice remnants, but we couldn't get down to our main target, which was between 9 and 13 level, where there are some good reserves left. But that's history. We had a great experience. I would do it again, but it's still sat there. Somebody one day will be brave enough to go in there again with a big checkbook.
Right.
So part of what we offer, as you well know, is all the drawers as well. So a lot of collectors like to buy.
Well, this is the kind of treasure hunt area.
Yeah, this is treasure hunt. So you can see we've been selling very heavily out of the SUMEB drawers. It's You know, all of these are things that have sold. We've run out, and we've run out of things. Our spares, you know, all our spares now have gone. We've got nothing else to restock the drawers here at the show. It's been that busy.
And this is the one thing that just customers love doing, love going through these drawers.
Yep.
And you have Sumeb here, you have Czech and Slovakian stuff here, you have, what's over here? German.
Yeah. Germany.
And it just goes on. And people love these drawers. And it's an incredibly efficient way to exhibit a lot of minerals without taking up all the shelf space.
Yeah. No, it's very, very popular. Collectors love it, and people will come with their empty boxes and leave with full boxes. So it's no, it's good. It's a very nice way of catering for all price levels. So, you know, Crystal Classics is well known for the high-end things, but also we try and cater for every level. Specimens from €50 up to very expensive things. So there's something for everybody. So if you've not been to the Munich Show, come to the Munich Show and have fun. If you're based in America, come to the Tucson Fine Mineral Gallery. There we have we have hundreds of drawers full of very affordable specimens, and we try and do something for everybody.
Fantastic. Terrific.
So what else is new? Let's have a look. So, as many of you will know,
the fluorites.
we owned a Diana Maria mine in England, and we've been very lucky on in this mine. Every time we find a pocket, they seem to be different habits or colours or forms. And the latest pocket we called the Big Whopper pocket, because the crystals were unusually large.
Yeah, look at the size of those fluorites.
Yeah,
Those
crystals
are
up to a few
huge.
inches. Yeah, that's fabulous.
And you guys, a couple of years back, you did an excellent job in putting together a book that outlined each of the different pockets and showed people the difference between the pockets, and you saw the kind of the graphic that you created and a good description of what was going on in the pocket. And that was a great resource for people. I know they really enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah, it's been nice to see. You know, not many people actually collect those books. We try and do one every year, and the new one is much bigger, and it's including some other mines. In 2026, we will be opening another new mine in Weardale. That's going to be extraordinarily exciting. It'll be one of the best projects we've ever done, we hope, and that's going to be news for when we see you in Tucson, I hope.
Dynamite. Okay, we got to get the Blue Cap crew out there.
And over here, this is our little German corner.
Yeah.
You know, when you do a mineral show in Munich, you must have good German minerals. And I have to say, we've sold a lot out of these cabinets. It's been one of our more popular cabinets, of course. A lot of old classics, the Bad M's, pyromorphites, always popular. Silver minerals from St. Andreasberg and from the Saxony area, good old Proustites. Blau Bleierts, the Galena pseudomorphs after pyromorphite, always a great popular German classic. Fluorites from Germany, what can I say? They're fabulous. So they're always very popular.
Fantastic color.
Yeah, they're great. And here, you know, these beautiful little silver minerals from the Saxony area, stephanites and acantites, Proustites, pyrargyrites. It's you know, this is German mineral heaven here. And then something you don't often see. You see these you know, nice Black Forest specimens. The south of Germany, the Black Forest district, the mining history goes back for millennia there, and the mines produced fabulous specimens. Really nice fluorites came from there. Good silvers. This is unusual. This is a very good native silver from Black Forest.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, you know, you have to have a huge variety to do this show properly, and we buy so many collections in a year that it allows us to be able to do that.
Superb. Got a neat little malachite in there.
So this side of the booth is is mainly about old classics, and what we're going to do now is look to our brand new, redesigned flagship center of the booth, and let's have a journey.
Let's go.
So this is the newly designed Crystal Classics booth for 2025 side. So we took it a little bit more upmarket this year.
Yes.
And we're excited now because this is a bit of a prologue to how it's going to be next year. So we always have to change the look of the booth, and we like to just change things up a little bit. So
Innovation, moving forward.
yeah, and we get really excited. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this, and a lot of it depends on the mineral specimens that we have to sell. You know, and that's the hardest thing. It's never guaranteed what we're going to have for a show.
No. So it is last minute changes literally all the time. Sometimes we are just as surprised as our clients when we open the boxes from the shipment that arrives, which is great because it never gets boring. So, and then we figure out, make the plan once we realize, okay, how many minerals do we actually have? How many cases do we have to fill? And then the plan is made. So it's great to see the change with the new cases from Italy, a very homely look with the wood, because that is really the signature that we're going for, is not having it sterile. It's very like, this is how it could look in your own home.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're actually really busy already today, so I'm gonna leave Diana to do some filming with you because I've got so many clients waiting for me, so I'll be right there. So just
Yes.
you know your way around.
Yes.
Okay.
We do.
See you later.
See you later. So, as you said, so new cases. So we're having this really nice slick look that you have already experienced with us in Denver. So less is more. It is all more in an eye level, displayed neatly, themed. Here we have sort of silver minerals and nice gray minerals. Look perfect on a white background. They're very interchangeable, so the cases can look different every time. So it's very nice to be able to also display everything on a base. Sometimes the newest editions obviously haven't got a base, so that's what I'm saying. There was so much stock.
Sure.
So many things that arrive last minute that we can't all put them on bases just yet, because that also takes time and planning. So it is musical chairs sometimes, and then you always know it. You have clients that come in while you're still setting up, so you thought you had a display, and then somebody buys something, and you're like, but it messes
Don't buy
up
anything,
my
I'm working.
display. At least I wanted to see it finished. But yes, that's how the game works here and how the industry works. So we also always like gem cases. Personally, my favorites are the gem cases, I have to say, because there's lots of color. We are able to light every individual specimen. So they really, really have a draw for clients, for somebody that is very switched on, very in the material, so knows gem minerals or minerals in general, but it's also a huge draw for somebody that's exposed for the first time.
Well, I think it's there's a lot of familiarity, and there's that splash of color and the delicate designs that makes people inquisitive about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's just nice to also be able to show the variety on a theme. So when you have tourmalines or beryls, and you can just be able to show the different locations or the different varieties on a theme. So I always like this a lot. So we're moving on to a mixed European case. So you have various localities from Switzerland to Italy to France, Slovenia. Things you recognize instantly, like sulfurs, are very, very distinct. You know, this limoncello color always pops in a case, through to some specimens like this hematite rose, and it is really like a little rose, with those really nice plaky crystals stacked on top of each other. Very, very aesthetic specimens. And like I said, I like the more airy displays because they give you really a sense of each individual specimen has the space it deserves. And we really hear color, so it's a worldwide mix with color. So especially nice, these rhodochrosite, I always say they're like grapefruit slices.
Yeah.
So they always are something really nice to look at from Argentina. So you have some nice Arizona minerals mixed in between, whether that is a chrysocolla or you have a nice azurite followed on the bottom layer. So it's making the choice what to bring to a show. So Munich is for us the largest show we are doing where we have our stock mobile. So contrary to Tucson, obviously, where we have our largest selection in our own showroom, here is the most stock we bring physically to a show, and we pull it all together. So you have things coming from the Tucson gallery, you have things coming straight away from Denver, and you have things then coming from England. So it's last minute additions all the time. So here we have also 2 shelves with new finds from fluorides from Iran. So that was a huge focus this year, bringing a lot of new finds from various parts of the world. So you have the fluorides from Iran that you have here in the bottom 2 shelves. When you go in the next case over, you have a lot of new finds and new acquisitions from Congo. So you are looking at, again, the primary malachites. You're looking at these super cute cobalt tone calcites from Congo. The chrysocolla and the color pop in these cases is something that makes my heart beat a little faster, because it's really appealing, having the reds, the pinks, the greens, the blues, and it's dazzle, dazzle, dazzle with a lot of these specimens. So they are very, very nice and exciting new finds. So, and that is also one thing. People always ask, oh, well, you just have those. Well, we just don't have those specimens. They just don't appear just like that. It's not like somebody brings us a parcel around. No, it is meticulous travel, literally all year long, all the time for Ian. Running projects, maintaining projects, keeping on top, being switched on. So, and these projects start with our own fluorides and UK Mining Ventures that are right on our doorstep. So in the north of England, it's a project that we run since 2017. The range has evolved from fluoride specimens to jewelry, which we also showcase at the Munich Show. But it's a year in, year out project. So it is Ian keeping constantly on top of everything. Where's the development going? Is there anything to find? What does the resource look like? Should we continue this trajectory, or do we need to swap? Do we need to change our game plan? And that is something that requires this constant attention. So it's not just looking to buy collections, which we do all year round, small and large, but it's also these projects with new finds. Another project Ian is running in his spare time is Mexico. So we have the Mexican wolfenites that are the first time showcased here from the European mine from Los Lamentos. You have the calcites on fluoride. So these projects are running continuously. Also nice, a few leftovers from the quartz variety from amethyst with calcite. And those projects really are there. It's in the background, and you need to always look, analyze, see where to go, which project to focus on, which mine to focus on. So I really gave up figuring out how many balls Ian is constantly juggling, because there are just too many. And if you would ask how many, he probably would lose track and drop one. So we best not.
Yeah,
so,
best not ask.
But that is the strength that we have as a company, being able to put these projects together. So Ian is really good at putting these projects together, having a vision, make a game plan, and then put people into place and into charge that can run the projects for him. So he is, as the geologist, makes the decision, this is the target, that's where we are going, this is where we're developing the mine, or the mines and the mining projects. and have somebody in place that is trustworthy and can do those projects. And then it comes all together in a place like here, like Munich, where we can present new finds literally year in and year out, and being up to date within the market, but also having these huge varieties on historic specimens, new collections. So it is really a push to find the same showcase. They might look similar, but when you look closely,
it's always different.
It is always
the
a different
details,
minerals, a different composition. So, and that is the strength, really, being able to do this year in and year out, and more or less every other month, because it is changing minerals and changing products every month. So, and that it's thanks to the team that is behind us, also supporting us for many decades now, to be able to do things like that. It's not, Ian is the driving force, he is the mastermind behind these things, but it is then the reliable team that actually brings it all together. And that is what always is so exciting about this, seeing it.
Incredible amount of work, and it's showing. I mean, we've got constantly packed booth here with all kinds of comments coming to me online about how you guys are constantly setting the next level of the bar. So keep up the great work, and can't wait to see what your Munich booth's going to look like next year.
We'll be just as excited to see what the plans will bring. I mean, it always feels like this year, it feels like you're already stepping in your own little museum, which is like really, really nice, especially with all the surrounding efforts that are made, like the booth constructions with the frames. It makes it really feel like you're stepping into a gallery. It has no longer anything to do with just a mineral booth. It is literally like, wow, somebody put together the own gallery.
They put a lot of thought behind
it. Yes.
And it's fantastic job.
So, and if you wanted to see more, then there is only one chance to do this, and that is be here next year. If you didn't make it this year, you have to come here next year to see everything, because we can't just make a program about crystal classics. There's so many other incredible dealers out there that have incredible minerals to show. So you have to be here and have to look for yourself.
So we'll see all of you next year in Munich.
Absolutely. Don't forget the lederhosen and the dirndl.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Deanna.
Sound waves, but I'm still in tune. Head rest, but I keep my cool.